G'day guys, it's Shay from In Colour Productions. I'm here with Craig McDonald from New Strength. It's Ask an Expert, episode 8 today. Thanks for joining me on the bench today, Craig. Yeah.
Horse bench. You're welcome.
Now, these guys are in the business of nutrition and strength training. And in my opinion, they're at the forefront of what's going on in the industry. So hats off to you, mate. Yeah, it's good job. Yeah. I just tapped myself in the leg there. I don't know. I thought I was going to do the Tetris thing. Yeah. But yeah, mate, look, thanks for having me in today. And just a quick question I wanted to throw, and hopefully this will give the audience something to consider as well, is when you get a new client walking in through the door, what patterns of behaviour do you see that you have to sort of re-educate people on all the time?
Look, I think the perception of what people actually want and then what they're prepared to actually do to get that. So, some people come in, they go, look, they'll bring in like a picture and they go, like, I want to look like this.
Yeah. Brad Pitt, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. And it's like, sometimes, the perception of the industry is that you can achieve these amazing physiques or whatever in, a 12-week challenge or an 8-week challenge.
Yeah,
or something like that. And for a lot of people, like when we actually go through the process and we do a body composition test on them and we get a really good idea of, their training history and what they've been doing, they get surprised when they say, well, look, in all reality, for you to look like this, that's a 2+ year goal, like a minimum.
So people come in thinking, I can do this in 8 to 12 weeks.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's just like that the person that they've got this picture of has, way more muscle and a physique that's taken years and years of specific development.
Right.
And these people are very specific with their diets and they live the lifestyle of this particular person. And this person doesn't do that. This person generally has a quite a high stressful job, has kids, hasn't had a lot of experience in the gym,
right.
Has done diets in the past, but they've always been real quick fix diets, low calorie, low carb, all different things that are meant to get you a quick result, not a sustainable result. And when you get enough information from the person, they say, yeah, I did this, and I got a pretty good result from that, and whatever. And you ask them why. I'm like, well, why are you here? If that was working for you, why aren't you still doing that? They're like, oh, because the calories were so low, and I can sustain it, or work got in the way, and whatever. And it's just like, at the end of the day, whatever you were doing wasn't meant to be for something any more than potentially 12 weeks, or wasn't going to be able to sustain the workload. Like most of these people are training 6-7 days a week.
Yeah, right.
And essentially they're doing all the wrong exercise. So a lot of the time when they actually lose the weight loss, because they're not measuring what they actually need to, as far as like what you want to see is obviously muscle going on and body fat loss coming off, not just big weight loss, which is muscle and fat.
Okay.
So they end up losing a bunch of weight, but they don't really look any different. They're just a smaller version of what they already were.
Does that put people off? If you say to them, it's going to take 1 to 2 years, and they just go back to doing the original, like what they were doing before?
Yeah, look, I mean, it certainly deflates some people, for sure.
So that's too hard. I might as well just keep eating my KFC and,
Or that, or, when they really understand it basically gets them to reconfigure what they actually are probably capable of in reality. Someone who works a really high stressful job, travels a lot, has kids, all that sort of stuff. You walking around at 6 or 7% body fat, or trying to beat a really low body fat percentage, probably isn't ideal, because regardless, when you're at that sort of low body fat sort of range, like, you've got to be so specific with the food and your training. Like, it takes a lot of dedication. You can't just become this person off a whim. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a very specific individual with a lot of dedication and quite self-absorbed at times, because you can't really have too much of a social life. Like you can, there's ways of being able to manipulate, what you eat and your choices and that sort of thing to a degree. But if you want to drink, especially this time of year, like we live in Queensland, a pretty social environment, right? And it's summertime, whatever, people love to go out on the weekends, and this time of year is Christmas party. Everyone's got a Christmas party every weekend now. They're drinking. I'm sorry, you're just not going to achieve that physique if you're doing that sort of thing. Regardless of what anyone tells you.
You can condition yourself to, work hard. push your limits, go beyond your limits.
Yeah.
But I think as like society, we condition ourselves. We want things straight away.
Yeah, look, we live in a society now where like if you want it now, you can do it. You know, like I just got the new iPhone. Like it's like I don't even need a wallet anymore. You know, like you can just go and just tap your phone on the F+ machine. Like it's just things have become so easily accessible now that it almost seems that putting in work for something like that should be something that should happen. You can take a magic pill or you take these supplements and whatever. You don't actually have to do the work for a significant amount of time consistently and make the appropriate changes as you go. And you know.
So if you're new to the gym and you want to step in this door and you want to work out in this gym, be willing to put in the hard work. Is that if you want results? It's pretty simple, really, isn't it?
We're not going to bullshit anyone.
Yeah.
Like if you're 40% body fat, and you want to look like a fitness model, like I'm sorry, but you've got a long fucking road ahead of you.
Yeah.
Like I don't mean to apologise, but I want to emphasise that to people that it takes a long time.
Yep.
You know, and if you're coming from a background where you haven't trained properly and you don't know how to do something like a barbell squat or a barbell deadlift and actually train properly. Like, you've got to learn that stuff first. They're acquired skills that take time. Like, if I wanted to go and play, you know, NBA basketball, like, for starters, I would never be good enough. But at the same time, there's going to be a certain level of skills as far as my shooting and my dribbling, all these little things that I've got to be really good at before I could even attempt to try and do something like that. You can't shortcut that process.
Yep. Okay.
So, you know, for creating physique, it's exactly the same. Like, you know, people just go, oh, I go to the gym 6 days a week, I should look like this person. I'm like, well no, like, what are you doing? Like, what is it that you're actually training? Like, how are you training? You know, how much weight are you lifting? Are you progressing? Like,
what goals do you want to achieve? Where do you want to be?
Well, it's setting that goal and then working backwards and going and doing the appropriate work to actually achieving that, you know, and a lot of the time, again, the perception of in the fitness industry is that you can do all these weird and fantastic type training programs
the weight will come off and
box jumps and all this stuff, but it's
you look like Fabio.
Well, but you just people aren't measuring the things that actually matter. So they do it for long enough, and then they don't see a result, and they just go, "I'm not getting a result," and it's just like, "Well, what are you going to change now to get that result?" I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't know what they were doing in the first place.
Yeah, okay. So, all right. So be willing to put in some hard work if you want to change your body, and also it is the crazy season coming up. One hot tip: it's the end of November, so you don't get to the 1st of January and go, okay, I better write my New Year's resolution. Before we get into the silly season, what's one hot tip you can give the audience on, you know, before we go into Christmas party mode? Take it easy on the turkey, easy on the grog. It's pretty simple stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. But I mean, the people that are going to be successful, I guess, in the new year, they already know what they've got to do now. Like, they're not leaving it until for their New Year's resolution to go, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, okay.
Like they already have a vision of what they want to do, and they're already working to it. They're not waiting until the new year. They're like, I'm starting now. Like,
so don't set your New Year's resolution on the 1st of January. Do it now. Get started today.
Because that's what you did last year. Let's be honest.
That's true. Yeah, it's true, and it happens every year. Okay, so set those goals now. Work hard, and by 1st of January, you may look back at yourself. You know, put the newspaper up and see what you look like.
Yeah,
you may shock yourself.
You can make some good habits in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you just got to start.
Okay, easy.
Be consistent.
Mate, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Back to you guys in the studio.